Hi guys, I'm Carly, and today I'm going to show you how to make this big fluffy tree topper bow that's on the top of this artificial tree, and then how to make the separate tendrils of ribbon that come down the tree. This is a great way to decorate any size tree for Christmas. If you use a bigger ribbon, a bigger width ribbon, you're going to get a bigger bow. If you use a smaller ribbon, you're going to get a smaller bow. But the same technique can be used for everything from trees to wreaths to the bottom of bases of things or to packages. I want to start by telling you what to look for when you're at the store trying to select your ribbon. For this type of bow, because you're going to shape it by hand, you really want a wire-edged ribbon. Wire-edged ribbon has a seam at the top and at the bottom and a small piece of wire inserted into both of those seams, allowing you to really shape the bow after we make it. There are also two types of ribbon that you can get. You can get a one-sided ribbon such as this one where there's a real pretty design element on the front but not on the back, or you can get a solid ribbon that is the same on the front and the back. If you're just starting to make bows, it's easier to get one that is both the same on the front and the back, and that's how I'm going to show you to make a bow today. But once you get familiar with that concept, you can start using the single-sided bows, and I'll show you the difference between those two bows and how to make sure that you always have the right side showing in your finished bow. This particular spool is 4 yards. And I used all 4 yards to create this bow here. I used 2 yards for the tendrils and 2 yards for the bow itself. So kind of plan accordingly, and don't be afraid to buy extra ribbon. If you have unopened ribbon, you can always take it back if you have extra, but that makes sure that you have plenty on hand to do everything that you want to do for Christmas. Start by unrolling some of your ribbon from the spool. What we're going to need for this is the ribbon that you want to use, a piece of floral wire. I like to cut mine about 1 foot long because then it's long enough to attach to the tree or the wreath later. And a pair of good sharp scissors so that you can cut the ends. Start by taking the bow in your hands, and because this is two-sided ribbon, both sides look the same. You're going to start with the tail in the middle, and you're going to loop it up to make a big loop this direction. Then loop it back the same direction, following in the middle. I like to make these big loops. I like to make a set of 3 of them to start. It makes a nice full ribbon when you're done. And just keep unwinding as you go. This gives me 2 loops on each side. I'm going to do a 3rd loop now. And just kind of with your thumb and your forefinger in the back, just keep holding the center. Okay, I now have 3 loops on each side. I'm going to start making my loops a little bit smaller, but still equal distance on either side for a pair. I have one a little bit smaller. I'm going to make this one a little bit smaller than that last one. And then to finish it, I'm going to make one small loop in the center. I'm going to kind of judge how big I want that, and then I'm going to clip the end of my ribbon. And just loop it in the center so that the end of your ribbon is right here. Take your floral wire through the center of the ribbon so that it's about equal distances on both sides. And then wrap it to the back, and you're going to cinch it as tight as you possibly can. It's easiest to start twisting and then keep cinching and twisting closer and closer to the ribbon until you have it as snug as you can. Once you have your wire nice and tight, you can start fluffing out each of these bows. Just pull them any direction. Pull one down and then one up. Be rough with it because that wire is going to keep your bows where they are. Nothing's going to happen to them. If I pulled the back one down on the bottom, I'm going to pull the back one up on the top so that they're kind of opposite on both sides. And keep pulling them opposite directions. And then once you have them going the direction you want, you can put your fingers inside the loops and fluff them up and start shaping them into bigger bows, fluffier bows. And once you're done, you'll have that finished product, all nice and fluffy. The back of the ribbon that you twisted together, you can just twist around the top of your tree or a wreath or whatever else you want to use. Thanks so much. Now that we have fluffed up our bow, I'm just going to show you again how you can just put your fingers inside and fluff it and shape it. Use your fingers to manipulate the wire on the edge. And then once you have it the shape that you like, take another long piece of ribbon, and you have your wire twisted in the back already. Just place the ribbon in the back of your bow on either side of that wire and twist it again to secure the edge of your tendrils to the bow itself. And then you can go ahead and use that same wire to attach the ribbon directly to your tree. I promised I would also show you how to do a one-sided ribbon that's plain on the back and embellished on the front. You're going to use that same method to start, but every time you come to the center, you're going to give it a twist one time and then hold that down with your thumb. And then you're going to come back to the center with this side of the loop, twist again one time and hold it with your thumb, and then just keep repeating that the whole way up the bow. And when you get all of the loops done that we did in the gold bow, you still cinch it the same way with wire ribbon, and you'll have the embellished part on the front of every loop.